Hello, everyone. I'm so excited. Thanks for joining me on my free Fierce Love, Fierce Life virtual training series. So I'm so excited that you're here. Welcome, 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 and thank you for joining me. I am so excited to see all the amazing women that are showing up for this conversation. I first want to tell you that it is a massive step for you just being able to sign up. So I know that if you're probably in this community, you've seen a whole bunch of virtual things that you signed up for, and maybe you really haven't gotten the results that you want, and you're feeling like you're beating yourself up, or you're wondering, is there really a way for me to get through this? And so I created this video training series with a very different twist. And that twist is that my background is as a trained psychotherapist. So in addition to just the coaching, I have a real therapeutic background, and I am an expert at helping women to stop self-sabotage around unhealthy love. And I call this the crazy love pattern. And the women that I help are women that are really passionate, strong, powerful women that have somehow lost their connection to that power and have given it away by becoming compulsive and having very unhealthy patterns and choosing very unhealthy love matches in their life. And so I decided to create this program because I did a Fierce Love group coaching program, a 1 month intensive this past November, and it was so successful. Right below, you'll see testimonials from some of the women that were part of this very short training, and it was just amazing the impact that the training had and the willingness that the women had to do the work. The tools that I gave were so successful in actually creating real change. So it's not like this woo-woo kind of concept. We use spiritual and modern therapy tools, and they actually give people results. And so in this training series, my goal is to provide you with the tools that you need to put a break between those unhealthy patterns that you're doing in your life that are causing unhealthy results in your love and relationships. The second thing is for you to have a new sense of confidence. I call it igniting your feminine light and being able to feel that connection to your feminine power. And lastly, having the actual wisdom now, once you unlock and break through those unhealthy patterns and ignite that feminine light, to be able to know what to actually do when you're dating, and to know what to actually do when you're desiring to date, or you're in a relationship and you want to bring it to the next level, or you want to cultivate healthier relationships. And now, while the focus is on romantic relationships, this really is about all relationships, and about, most importantly, the relationship with yourself. And so I'm really going to give you the tools that you need to make those changes. So the first thing that I want to do to kind of kickstart our journey is for you right now to ask yourself these questions. Number one, what is the thought that I have around love? In love, we download these blueprints from our family and from our past love history, and it shapes the way we perceive ourselves and the way we deserve love or should be treated. So the first thing I want you to do is ask yourself, what are my thoughts around love? So an example of that could be, I believe love is difficult. I believe people can love me, but they can hurt me. I believe that I'm not very well taken care of. Or perhaps I will be abandoned. Depending on your particular story, you're going to have different downloads. Some of them are going to be great, and some of them are going to be not so great. And what I mean by great and not so great are, some of them are going to be productive for you cultivating healthy love, and some of them are going to be non-productive for cultivating unhealthy love. So obviously we want to bring in more of the good stuff. And in order to do that, we have to start at the beginning and really get to the root. And this is when we dive deep into our history and we take a look with non-judgmental eyes. So it's really important that as we do this work and as we begin the journey now, that you use your very gentle and compassionate eye. I like to use this term baby love when I'm speaking to myself in a loving way, and I suggest that you either take it if that works for you, or use a word that's compassionate for yourself to speak in this kind of loving tone. So baby love, it's okay. It's all right that you don't have it all figured out yet, and you're figuring it out step by step. Keep it up, you're doing a good job. So keep this kind of compassionate and loving tone and voice as you go along this journey, because it's going to be very important for you as you bring up these things to have a container of love around you. And the most important and best way to do that is to begin with giving yourself that loving tone and that loving attitude to yourself. So the first question again was, what are my thoughts around love? And you can bring in both the positive thoughts around love and the negative thoughts around love. Okay, great. And you can always pause this video and jot it down and then continue, or you can listen to it all and then stop and jot it down as you go along the video training series. The second question is, how have I seen that love pattern that I just discovered play out in my love relationships? So again, how have I seen that past love pattern or perspective that I discovered play out in my current relationships? So an example of that could be the thought that I have around love is that love is scary and people can love me, but they leave me. And then maybe a dynamic that you realize is that you keep finding yourself in relationships with people that end up leaving you and end up abandoning you or end up not caring for you. And so just take a look at your own unique pattern and notice the similarities in those patterns of what is similar about that or familiar. And lastly, we're going to get to the desire that you actually want, but you're terrified you're not going to have. So all desires are based on an opposite, which is the fear. So if my deepest desire is to be a published author, then my deepest fear could be that I'm not able or smart enough to fulfill that. Because when there's more to risk and more to lose, we often have more fear around it, right? So when we really want something, it's because it's valuable. And when things are valuable, we fear losing them. And so it's very common and normal for us to have the desires that we have in our life also bring us an immense amount of fear. And so I like to think of things not in black and white, but really as this continuum of colors and spectrum. And so while you'll simultaneously desire healthy love, you can simultaneously fear it so much, because if it doesn't happen, especially based on those patterns that you discovered, then you really feel that you might be let down. So I want you to own the desire and name the lurking fear behind it. So my desire is to be in a passionate, loving relationship with a man who adores me. And my fear is that if that doesn't happen, I'll be alone forever. And so being honest about these oftentimes very taboo topics can bring up a lot of feelings. So you want to take it slow, keep it gentle, keep that loving baby girl kind of voice to yourself, and just know that you are doing the work that it takes to actually make change in your patterns. And if we keep putting the dirt under the rug, it'll just keep accumulating, and then when we pick up the rug, we're going to have all the dirt there. So by doing this, we're just picking up the rug, we're bringing up all the muck, and we're bringing it to the light. And what's in the light can be seen and worked on. And it's a beautiful thing to know that taking one step is giving you that energy, that prana, that willpower to know that one step at a time you're making a difference. This is a process, and you taking these steps is a massive, massive, massive leap into cultivating healthier, more fierce love and a fiercer life. So thank you so much for taking this journey, and have so much fun, because although it's scary and it brings up stuff, it's a fun journey to begin to change and cultivate healthier relationships. And in the next video, we're going to dive deep into specific tools that you can use when you have triggers come up that make you feel insecure, not good enough, and unlovable. See you there. Take care.